All right, what's up, Wolfpack? We got, as per usual, the incline press. If you watched the video I posted earlier today, you would know that I'm doing a little bit of a form reset. I'm gonna go a little lighter weight and really try to emphasize tucking in my elbows. And only reason I'm doing that is because I think because I'm trying to be stricter on my form, I'm not able to do the same weight that I was doing like 3 or 4-ish upper days ago. So that's what we're trying. But warm-up's gonna stay the same. We still got one plate. Just see how that goes. All right, not bad. We're gonna throw on 35 pounds now, so a 25 and a 10. All right, one thing I wanted to say, sorry about like the sporadic upload schedule. It's like these past, like pretty much since I've came back, it's been pretty stressful for me to do everything I need to do, which is why I'm not on top of like every single thing. So sorry about like not seeing my lower day on my lower day, or maybe it'll be like 2 days before I actually upload the video. I don't know how much you guys care about it, but I at least care somewhat, because at the end of the day, I talk like I'm in the present moment in those videos. And if I'm talking in the present moment and the video's like 2 days late, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I just wanted to say sorry. As I get kind of more accustomed to being back home, chances are I'll eventually find a routine that works for me. And then hopefully everything's back to normal, where I can kind of do the stuff I want to do the things that I also need to do to then do the future stuff I want to do. And then, I get everything done. But yeah, so like I said, sorry about the sporadic uploads. But another thing I really wanted to emphasize, it's not really like that important, but like yesterday, the Knicks versus Spurs finals game 1 happened. I didn't hold it, but I was invited to a little bit of a watch party. Me and a bunch of the homies sat down and watched it. And like the day after, today, like I've gotten nonstop like Knicks content where it's like just these random, or it's honestly the same guy on the street. I'll show some clips in the editing.
My fucking girlfriend cheated on me! My dad got deported! I'm losing my fucking house! But the Knicks are going to the finals! I don't give a fuck! Next time, fuck! Fuck Demo, fuck Trio, fuck Travis Coffey, fuck Taylor Swift, fuck Julio! I told NYPD, you're not stopping nothing! Call it the National Guard!
When I do this, but it's like the same like few people in the street, and they're like, fuck Trae Young, Knicks in 4, we're going to the finals. And like they're just so super like overhyped, or I shouldn't say overhyped, but like they're super loud. Like you could see the spit coming out of them. Like it's a crazy sight. And as a non-Knicks fan who lives in New York, it's made me want to like root for the Knicks, just because like the people in New York who are like really passionate about this, they're that passion is really like there's something about it that makes me like, damn, like they low-key like really want this. Like if you don't know, I'm a Hornets fan. They don't usually do too great, but like if I saw, was it North Carolina? Is that where the Hornets are from? It's one of the Carolinas. But if I saw North Carolina fucking rioting for like a Hornets championship, like that would hype me up. I would be a part of it, like remotely. But like it really, like every time I see that, it makes me want to like, it makes me wish I had my license so then I could just drive to New York City one day. Like one of the finals days, maybe take off a week of work, or not take off a week, take off a day of work, and just see what happens. And you know, Mom Donnie has been playing like somewhat into it. Like there's like the thing where he like temporarily like chose later bedtimes or something like that. I'm getting this from Twitter, by the way, so take it with a grain of salt. But there's that. There's like, I want to say he like has like TVs, or like you can like do like watch parties in the street, and you know, there's clips of him like at these games, like he's really passionate about the Knicks just as much as the people on the street interviews saying fuck Trae Young. I don't know if he would ever say fuck Trae Young, but like he's definitely like really passionate about it. But like I said, like the passion that these Knicks fans have it's honestly really motivating, and like it's like shocking to see. All right, enough of the rant there. We got a plate, a quarter, and a 10. Like I said, we're doing a little bit of a form reset. Just really trying to keep the elbows like kind of in this path almost, which obviously I can't do perfectly because of where these are at, but like something like this. So I don't know, I'm hoping similar to the hack squat, it'll be like some level of neural adaptation where I don't have to think about being in the perfect form, but rather my body has like muscle memory to kind of be in that form, if that makes sense. And then hopefully like neural adaptations will build me to the strength that I had when I had 2 plates and a quarter. And if I do like 8 of this, we'll go up to 2 plates, but that's as far as we're going so far. But let me actually get this set in. All right. That was a little bit of a grinder there. I'm shocked. I feel like I ended early without like wanting to end early. Like I feel like I still do a lot of sets. That makes sense. Or I could do, not sets, reps. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we're just gonna go up. We're gonna go up to 2 plates. All right. Another thing I could talk about is if you watch the video I posted earlier today, you probably heard the rant I had about my job and how I was just not really enjoying it. Didn't really explain it well, in my opinion. Like, I think there was a lot of stuff I didn't really say, but like I still got a majority of what I wanted to say. But like today, keep in mind, I didn't preface this earlier, but I am coming here after work again. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, something must have heard me from how much I was complaining on Tuesday when I when I recorded my lower deck. And they must have been like, damn, they treated Gabe wrong. And then I don't know, they just had me do a lot of the stuff that I actually enjoyed doing. And it wasn't like completely like everything that I enjoyed doing. Like I still had to do a lot of cleaning, which I don't really enjoy, or it's mainly just cleaning. Like they had me do a lot of like the supervisor stuff that doesn't need a supervisor, but like it's kind of meant for them. They have me do a lot of that stuff. And that's the stuff I don't like. Like, they've asked me time and time again if I want to get a promotion. But I would basically be doing everything I don't enjoy about the job. So every time I'm like, maybe, but it's really a no. Because at the end of the day, I could be making $2 more an hour, which, that is good. I'm not saying, like I definitely would do it money-wise, but knowing what I have to do completely ruins the idea of $2 whole an hour. And also I'd have to work like a lot more hours. But yeah, like I said, just because I'm doing like everything I don't like to do, all for like double the hours with two more dollars per hour of pay. Like it just doesn't really seem worth it in my head. If you're, chances are you're different than me, and you're gonna be like, oh, that doesn't actually seem too bad. I don't know why you wouldn't take that. But like I said, it's just everything I don't like about the job, and I'd rather enjoy the job I'm doing and get paid less than hate the job I'm doing and get paid more. Which is why I didn't want to really go down like an engineering path for college. It's because like I could get that high pay like pretty early on. Like what's it like? I want to say like the average income of like a software engineer is like $95,000 a year, which that's a lot more than what a personal trainer is making. Like on average, I think it's like $48,000 a year. But like the amount that I think I would enjoy each job, being a personal trainer and a software engineer, which is the engineering I would have gone into. I feel like I would have hated software engineering because I hated all the engineering classes I took. But personal training, although yes, I don't really have like, I guess, school academic experience with personal training, or like, yeah, I just don't really have academic experience. Like I love working out. I love helping out my friends, making them, push themselves just as much as I push myself, and showing them stuff that might help them reach their goals a little quicker. And to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure that's what a personal trainer does. So, like, I am willing to take a mental pay cut for a physical pay cut for a mental raise. Boom. Just came with that up on the spot. Quote me for the rest of your life. Bang. All right. Let me get into this last set. We got 2 plates on each side. If it is like last set, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be too happy, I guess. Because like I said at the end of the last set, I felt like I could have done a lot more than I actually did. But like I said, I'm really trying to be strict on that form. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And if we get like, I'm gonna try and count my reps, and if we get 8 or more, we'll go back to the 2 plates and a quarter. But I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. So we're gonna stick with this. All right. Let me lock in because I really want to get back to that weight, to be honest. Damn. Wow. All right. Since I've changed the form, I've been failing, but like I don't feel tired. Like if you saw me after the hack squats, like I wasn't thinking straight. I was out of breath, and like there was a bunch of I didn't seem all together after those squats. But like this, like I barely feel a thing. Like I feel it in my upper chest, obviously, And obviously you saw that I failed there. But like, I don't know, I feel like I could do more. But I'll turn back on the camera when I got the next exercise ready. And I'll see you guys then. All right, what's up, Wolfpack? We got Kelso shrugs. This should be the first time you guys have ever seen this. Honestly, it might be the first back exercise you've seen since I've came back here. But like I said in the video I posted earlier today, I finally got a machine where I could do my Kelso shrugs without it, you know, hurting my lat isn't popping every time I do it. One thing I will say is normally I do my Kelso shrugs unilaterally. I don't really know why, but every time I try and do it bilaterally, my body can't do just regular scapular retraction. I think it's probably because it's like too much for my brain to think about, because I do have to think about just like this. But like, you know, it doesn't really affect me too much. And also, or actually, I don't know if I talked about this on the last video, but I'm able to max out this machine. So we're gonna go kind of like a high rep kind of set for now, until, you know, I get like a gym pin, and then I can load this thing up. But let me get into this warm-up set. All right, we got, what is it? 100 pounds just for a warm-up. I really could be maxing it out for a warm-up, because I could do like 20 reps, but, you know, I'll save my stamina for now. All right. All right, not bad. We'll load up the machine. Now, I guess, like I said, me being able to max it out is like the one negative from the one I was doing originally, which I showed you guys, where it's kind of like a semicircle arm path, compared to this one where you kind of decide your own arm paths because of the cable. Like, obviously it's still got to be straight to some extent, but like, you know, I don't have to do my semicircle motion. I could just go back. I might honestly lower the seat down just a little bit. That, yeah, there we go. My big thing is I try to keep my arm like somewhat in line. Like, I don't really like having to grab down, which I'm still grabbing down somewhat, but I think, you know, it doesn't hurt to try, actually. Let's do this. I'm still grabbing down a little bit, but like it's like barely a grab down. But I'm gonna go straight into this first working set. There might be a time lapse here, there might not be. It depends on how many reps I do. Let it off right there. I definitely have like I want to say like I don't know, maybe like a 2 RIR. But I'm gonna save it off for this last set. I could also be completely wrong. But one thing I was gonna mention earlier, but I completely forgot, is I'll put a photo up of how much I weigh, but I believe it was 179.8, maybe 179.2. It's like in the range of there. It's some like I know the decimal could be wrong, but I'm in the 179s, which is officially the lightest I've weighed since like 8th grade, maybe 7th, because I was a fat ass kid back then. But if you've been keeping up with me, you know that's not the goal of my calorie tracking. I'm supposed to be on a bulk right now, and since starting the bulk, I've lost 7 pounds of muscle, or not muscle, of a body weight, which isn't that great, you know. The whole point of a bulk is to build new tissue so that you can, you know, grow into that tissue and have a better frame. But I'm not really going to be able to get there if I'm losing weight. Now, it's at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal to me because I definitely would rather cut than bulk right now. Just because I feel like I've never been one to track my calories until I came back after college this year. And once you start tracking your calories, you start to realize how much food you eat in a day. Like with me, for example, the first day, I was at 2,900 calories, and I was like, low-key, let me go to day 2, because day 1 I went over without knowing, but with knowing, but I bought the food before I knew I was gonna go over, and I didn't want to waste the food. I got 5 guys, in case you're wondering. But yeah, that day was cooked. But the other day, day 2, I realized how much food I was eating as like, I got to like, I want to say like midday, like 4 to 5 p.m. And I'm not even hungry, but normally I would eat a snack around 4 to 5 p.m. Like maybe I'd eat like a bag of goldfish or something like that. But like, my body's expecting it, but I don't really need it. So like there's some level of starvation that I had, but like it was really easy for me to care less, and like I could really like, I guess, turn down the cravings. And then eventually I had my dinner at like 7 p.m.-ish. And then that's basically, I eat 2 meals, 2 to 3 meals, depending on if I split up my dinner or not, per day. And before that, it used to get me to my calories. Now I have to do a little bit more. I'm not sure if I said this already, but I did increase the calorie intake. I increased my carbs by 100 grams, which is a total of a 400 calorie increase. And we're gonna track the calorie or week by week until I get to a point where I'm gaining about half a pound every week. You know, give or take like 0.1. Because, like I said, I do want to stick to the idea of bulking, and I want to get to like a 200-ish pound area, which, you know, maybe I won't feel great about it in my head, because I low-key am really happy with my physique right now, mainly because I'm seeing a lot of vascularity. But like I said, what was I saying? Hold on. Oh yeah, like I said, wait, no. All right, I low-key lost it. I had it, and then I was trying to remember if I did this arm or not, and I don't think I did. So low-key, we're we're gonna cut the monologue abruptly so I can get this left arm in, and hopefully you guys will, hopefully I'll think of what I was trying to say while I'm doing my high reps here. All right. Okay. Probably could have done like 7-ish more. When it comes to these high reps, I'm really bad when it comes to gauging this stuff. Damn, I'm kind of mad that I forgot what I was saying. Like, I'm not gonna it's not like my day's ruined, but like, I felt like I was going somewhere. Was I even getting to a point? Now I'm starting to question what I was talking about. Maybe I was just on a big rant. I don't know. Maybe when I'm editing this, I'll look at it. But like, it's not that big of a deal to me at this point. Some good news. I was able to set up my direct deposit, and now I got my 3.1% interest rate for my savings. So we're looking pretty good financially, actually. I'll be honest, from the like 2 to 3-ish years where I was working before college, I was really, really poor with my finances. One thing I was really bad with is I would constantly spend like my entire paycheck within the week that I get it, and it absolutely tanked my savings. I wasn't able to save for college, and it absolutely ruined my finances, which is why I'm kind of like in a stressful situation. What's up? But yeah, like, finances are looking better now than they were with the 2 to 3 years I had trying to save my money. But I guess my biggest takeaway to whoever's might be watching who is younger than me or maybe older than me, I figured most people watching me, it started off as kind of like me talking about like economics, but like your finances really have to be like locked down if you want to have like a prosperous life. And what I mean by that is, like, if you want to live the life that you see on social media, maybe not my life, because to be fair, I'm kind of in a similar position to the people who I'm trying to talk to right now. But like, I don't know, for example, Togi. I don't know if you guys know Togi, the big gambling addict. If you want to get to a position where he is, you really have to, think about your future rather than focusing on the present when it comes to money. Now, obviously, pay your bills and, make sure you don't accrue debt, because that's not going to get you to the point where you want in your future. But like, invest your money, put it into CDs, put it into a savings account, put it into something where you can have some level of interest or some level of growth that can accrue within like a 20-year period. Now, even though I'm talking about, 20-year period, obviously Togi is not like that old. He's probably in his 20s. I don't know his age off the top of my head, but he's probably in his 20s. And hold on, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, like, he was able to get to a financially well-off position really quickly from the success that he's had with his online brand. But chances are, you are not someone doing that. You know, I am, but I don't make any money off of this. But like I'm trying to say, put a good chunk of your money in the future, because a lot of the stuff that you want to buy in the present is not gonna matter 5 to 10 years from now. Like, for example, let's say you want to get a PlayStation 5. In 5 to 10 years, a PlayStation 5 is probably going to be cheaper than it is currently, and it's probably going to be the old gen console. Like, I bet you there's going to be some works of a PlayStation 6 within 5 to 10 years. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but I feel like it's most likely going to happen. And, like something like that will run you like 300 to 500-ish bucks, I think, in the U.S. It's, I don't really know national currencies too well, so if you want to convert your national currency to U.S. dollars, you just look at the PlayStation price within, your country, if you're from a different country than the U.S., but like, put your money, you could put that $500 into like a CD, which is a guaranteed interest rate. Obviously the rate will vary depending on what bank you use and where you're doing it and how long of a deposit you're taking out. But if you can hold off that $500, you do get to miss out, maybe playing with your friends. Maybe you want to hit up some 2K, but you can't do it because you don't have a PlayStation. But you put that $500 into that CD, I don't know, let's say you do like 1 year and they offer you like a 5% interest rate. That would be, now I gotta do math, shit. Let's think. Okay, it would be $25, which, $25 isn't a whole lot, but $500 isn't a whole lot either. But like, you could build on that $500. If you were to do $10,000 for that, if you were to do $10,000 for a year at a 5% interest rate, now you're having $500. And like, the more and more you add into it, the more and more you get out of it. Where something like a PlayStation, it's truly just going to depreciate in value over time. And especially after you using it and you're kind of running through that GPU and that CPU within the console, your console might be worth like $100 come 5 to 10 years if you decide to buy it. So, if you can hold off on like these impulse purchases, and maybe a PlayStation 5 isn't an impulse purchase, but like some more like basic things, like maybe, I don't know, maybe you buy like a 2-pack of deodorant every time you run out of like one thing of deodorant. I don't know, but like something small. If you can, you can use like the basic example of coffee. It's not a good example, but like that, the $5 to $10 that you save from Starbucks every day, if you were to put that into a savings account with like a 3% interest rate, let's say you're spending $10 a day, what is that, $3,650, or yeah, $3,650 saved every year, and then a 3% interest rate is going to get you like it's going to get you like $100, $100 to like $150 of interest through like every year. And $100 is like a half of my paycheck that I normally get as a person who works about 20 hours a week making 50 cents above minimum wage here in New York, which is $16. So please, if you, like I said, if you are someone who wants to be in a financially well-off position within, you know, 20, maybe even 30 years, clear all your debts and then save as much money by avoiding the impulse purchases or the purchases that are not necessary. Because once you build up that wealth, you can then spend that money, the same amount of money that you would spend early, but you would have so much money to back up that the interest that you get from the interest / growth rate from the stuff that you put your money into can cover the costs of things like this. That's just, you know, what I'm trying to get at. Hopefully you guys get my point. But one thing that's definitely changed is how I look at my finances. And it's probably because I'm now in debt. But if you've kept up, you guys know I don't have to pay that debt off until after college. And that's when it starts getting like difficult to pay off, I guess. But let me get this last working set out of the way. Normally I would wait in between both my arms, but we're looking at a long clip here. I think right now, my camera says this has been going on for like 22 minutes. So we're gonna do this quickly because I'm not trying to talk more. I'll keep it real. All right. Okay. I want to say I had like 5 left there, which I don't know if you know, some science-based sticklers will be like, oh, you gotta go to failure. 5 IR is not as bad. I just don't feel like doing this many reps. I'll keep it real. That's one thing I really do like about like kind of like a low to moderate rep range, is that the lactic acid buildup is just like, it's barely anything, which is why like I'll hit my incline press that you guys saw earlier. I hit it and like I barely feel a thing. That's why I love it. And plus it offers, well, I'm pretty sure just as good stimulus as if you were to go to high reps to failure. So yeah. But let me get this other arm out of the way. Same weight, like last time I don't think I ever told you guys the weight actually. I think it goes to 165 top set. kg, I don't do that, so you're gonna have to figure that one out. Sorry to all the kg people, but I don't feel like doing that math right now. Okay. Right in that one, early as well. But that's the end of the video for today. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and share with your favorite friends and coworkers. If you want to follow me on other platforms, there'll be a link tree in the description. Make sure you guys do your laundry. Knicks in 4, and I'll see you tomorrow.